Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. While content's a little dry on Dokkan right now, we have another 200% lead level 10 links video around, at the time, a very strong unit in LR Gobros. When they released, they were very good, probably one of the hardest hitting units in the game. Of course, they've aged a hell of a lot now considering they released in 2019. In literally just over a month's time, this unit will be 4 years old, so they are long overdue in Easy A. So considering Goku Day, which is when they released, is in about a month's time, could we see them Easy A this year? I would love them to Easy A, because not only do they have a very good link set, a very common link set to get active. I mean, you're looking at units like Birdku, Easy A LR Gohan, you also have the LR Gods, you also have Strength Z Fighter Goku. They work well with a lot of great units in the game. LRSSJ4s, they link up so well with some of the stronger units in the game. And they have a place on a lot of very good categories. You know, you're looking at movie heroes, they share the Year 7 gods. Of course they do. 200 lead of movie heroes and Kamehameha. They also go on Bond of Parent and Child. They also go on God Goku's 200 lead of Power of Wishes and Pure or Hybrid Saiyans as well. They go on some very good categories. They have a good foundation for a kit, and they could easily return to former glory with a very good Easy A. And that's that they link well with a lot of the better units in the game as well. So all they have to do is give them a very good Easy A, and this unit's back to being like one of the better units in the game. So cannot wait for that. But this is what I mean. So if we put them here, once we pick up some orbs, Legendary Power and Kamehameha will be active. They immediately have a fantastic slot 1 unit next to them in Birdku and also LR Gohan. They also link pretty well with these guys as well. Again, once we pick up some orbs, we will get some key spheres active. That said, everything is just ready for them. They just need to get an Easy A. They have a good foundation for a kit, good category teams to go on, and a good link set with some of the better units that are currently in the meta of Dokkan right now in the game. So we're starting with a 229k attack stat, 110k defense. Of course, with every single attack performed, they do get an extra key +1, an attack and defense +10%, which will then build up to key +5, an attack and defense +100. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite a lot. So if they were to get an Easy A, of course, getting that extra 100% attack and defense would have to happen a lot quicker, rather than doing 10 attacks in total. So either they're going to get more key, or specifically more attack and defense for each attack performed, which would be good. Or, considering they already have a built-in additional which has a 30% chance of becoming a super attack, they could give them another built-in additional. 3.38 was starting with. Let's not forget, this is their first attack. Their first attack. They have to build up 10 times. So if we've attacked twice there, we need to hit attack 8 more times. Maybe if they gave them an extra built-in additional to build it up quicker. If they didn't, you know, increase the amount of attack and defense you get per attack performed, that would be pretty good. On SAFX on 12 and 18 key, they both raise attack by 50%. So the only thing that we'd need to change there, in my opinion, or that would help out quite a lot, is of course giving them defense on super. You know, whether that's just strictly on 18 key or both 12 and 18 key, either or. Because once they're fully built up, especially with the units they're linking to, I don't think it'll be too difficult to be launching 18 keys consistently anyway. But if they do decide to give them defense on both 18 and 12 key, you could see 50% attack and defense raised on 18 and 12 key, which means with that built-in additional they have, while it's only a 30% chance, which also that has a possibility of going up to maybe a 50% chance. Again, could they give them another built-in additional to build up the passive quicker? If they don't lower the numbers, they could also give that another chance of launching additional super as well, kind of like how Cooler has his. Think about the possibilities, the amount of super attacks if they do decide to go down that route. This unit could super attack per turn and raise their defense and attack per turn by 50%. It's crazy. I did also bring this guy with us because they do have Blazing Battle, right? Which I'm not going to lie to you. It's a doo-doo link. Like, it is a doo-doo link. No good units in the game have this link aside from them eventually when they get an Easy A. And it's unfortunate because unless they release a new unit that has this link, maybe from the same movie, maybe a Goku, maybe a new Gobros, maybe literally a trio unit of Goku, Gohan and Goten, then we can get active. But that's an attack plus 20% you miss out on, which is a massive shame. They also have Golden Warrior as well, which is doo-doo, I'm not gonna lie. But all in all, their link set's pretty good. But after 2 attacks, we're up to 316k attack, that 132k defense. And I do have to say, I know 3 million isn't nothing impressive nowadays, but considering this unit released almost 4 years ago, doing a 3 million attack stat turn 1, given how old they are, and they literally only started building up on that first turn, it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good, which is why I say they have such a good foundation for an EZA. They're already up to 4.5 mil. And if we hit an additional, which of course they have built in, that's another attack built up. There we go. No additional super though. I do have them rainbowed, which is also great because you could potentially attack 3 times in 1 turn, build them up even quicker. And of course, if they did give them an extra additional, that's 4 times in 1 turn. And if they gave it a chance to become a super attack as well, that's like 4 or 5 times they could super attack in a singular turn. They could be doing a bunch of damage if they decided to give them that. But who knows? As I said, there's possibilities with this unit, but either way, they have a strong foundation of a kit and immediately have a place on some of the stronger categories in Dokkan right now, which is great. Which is great. You know, they get attack and defense plus 58% at the start of turn. All you have to do is update that, bump that up. The 100% they get building up in their passive is great. As I said, they can either do 1 or 2 things. You get more attack and defense, so you can build up to that quicker instead of 10%. Or you keep it the same and give them an extra built-in additional so they can build up the extra attack and defense up to the full 100% quicker. I would personally prefer the latter because once they're fully built up, you could do both. You could up the numbers and give them an additional, but I think that's too strong. But if you give them the built-in additional, which also has a chance of becoming a super attack, they don't have to give them that, but it would be great, you know, it's like give them that kind of LR cooler effect. If they gave them that, once these guys are fully built up with updated numbers to be able to fit the meta in 2023 or whenever they decide to give them an EZA, you know, the theory is the longer the wait, they better, but not necessarily true. As I said, the amount of damage these guys could do in 1 turn fully built up with updated numbers, especially with a 50% attack raise on 18 key and 12 key. As I said, on terms of SA effects, all they would really need to do is give them defense on that. As I said, you could see 50% attack and defense raise on 18 key, maybe no defense on 12 key, but maybe they could give them defense as well, maybe only 30%. If they give them 50 on both, that would be great, especially with built-in additionals. But they could do like 4 or 5 supers in 1 turn if you have dupes on them, which considering how old they are, if you've been playing Dokkan for a while, you're more likely to have dupes on them. Think about the amount of damage they can do, raising their attack by 50% each time. And the total of attacks they'll do, the combined amount of damage before you even consider crits would be ridiculous. And their defense would be in an amazing spot considering they don't have guard, damage reduction, dodge, anything like that to help them defensively. But as I said, also linked really well with Gohan, so the possibility really is there with this unit. We're now up to 321k attack stat, 155k defense. I feel like that hasn't really gone up too much, so maybe... I don't think they got supered, so I don't think anything's got lowered. But I think we've attacked 4 times now, because we did get the additional off last turn. So we do need to attack 6 more times. As I said, the main thing they have to do is, of course, standard with EZAs, just give them updated kits, updated numbers to compete. But also, building up this extra attack and defense in their passive a whole lot quicker. It just depends on how they decide to do that. We're up to 4.8.5 mil on super right now. Big 3.6 mil crit. So in total now we've attacked 6 times, only 4 more attacks to go. But I said if they did decide to go with what I would prefer, which is giving them another built-in additional. I said if you gave it a super attack chance as well, the damage this unit could do is actually ridiculous. And then if they actually gave them, you know, defense on both 18 and 12 key super, regardless if 12 key is 30% instead of 50, you know, if they did give them defense on both 12 and 18 key super, regardless if it's 30 or 50%, their defense can get to some pretty lengthy lengths as well. That sounds really weird, but some pretty decent lengths as well. So as I said, that's what I'm saying. No matter what theory you give them of what they could do EZA wise, they have a good foundation for a kit. So regardless, one thing that will stay true, and I think is kind of being proved in this run right now, is their damage output, even though they're almost a 4-year-old unit, is still very strong given how old they are. And will probably be ridiculous if done right on an EZA, eventually when they do get one. They do also have an active skill, which, I mean, We need to get our HP down to 59% or less, which currently we're not really on track to do. We are facing one enemy though, which is good. And their active skill conditions are also very good. You literally can launch their active skill starting from the 3rd turn, which is very good. You just have to lose a decent amount of HP. So red zone, they're kind of already ready for it. They just need a bit of an update. So we're up to a 435k attack stat now, 177k defense. This is why maybe something extra in their passive, or, you know, having defensive raise SA effects on both 18 and 12 key super would help these out a lot, especially with an built-in additional. And if they were to give them another additional to put up their passive quicker, would help them out a lot, just because their defense is, it's a little bit lacking for nowadays. I know they don't have an easy A, but their defense would be in an okay spot, but they do need to do something with it, because damage-wise, they're still pretty strong given how old they are. I think we need to do 4 more attacks. Yeah, 4 more attacks. I mean, they're rainbowed, and we haven't even actually got, like, an additional from the potential system yet, which is kind of wild. You know, this is just how my my usual videos go when I have a unit that has dupes, multiple dupes, or rainbow. They just don't seem to do stuff like that. But yeah, as I said, great foundation for a kit. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the active skill off, but I mean, it's a standard active skill where they do a lot of damage. They're up to 6 mil now, and they're still not even fully built up. This is what I mean. 4 mil crit on top of that. Their easy A will be ridiculously good if done right. They just need defense. They just need a little pick-me-up in defense. Damage-wise, just from getting an easy A alone, just from having updated numbers, they will be very good and they will be very strong. Especially with multiple super attacks as well. It just depends how they do it. How they do their easy A depends on how good their defense is. But yeah, they're really impressing me considering how old this unit is. They are putting out numbers on a 200% lead while being 100% links. Or level 10 links. But I don't think we're going to get the active skill off. But as I said, it's a standard active skill of just doing big damage. They will massively raise attack temporarily and cause ultimate damage to the enemy. Now think about the numbers they're doing now. Think about how they should look with an easy A, updated numbers. Massive raise attack on active skill. That active skill should be hitting hard, like very hard. Like that will decimate enemy health bars. And start from the 3rd turn as well, where you're more likely to lose a lot of HP in red zone. Getting down to 59% is very easy to do, and being able to do it that early on, as I said, the foundation of their kit for an easy A is great. It's amazing, and they just belong on so many good categories with some of the better units in the game. They have so much going for them. And it's one of them units, kind of like Cooler and eventually Tech Ultimate Gold when he gets his, where it's like, you can't mess their easy A up, surely. But touch wood, that doesn't actually happen. We're now up to a 520k attack stat, 188k defense. Again, this is what I mean. Their defense is slowly getting there, like it's almost at 200k. But they do need something when easy A'd to bump their defense up. Whether that is, as I said, defense raised on 18 key, maybe 30% on 12 key. You can keep it 50% as well. That's even better. Then with a built-in additional, just something to help them out a bit more defensively. Along with, of course, the standard, you know, updated numbers of their starter turn attack and defense, which will be more than 58%. But they just need a little bit more to make them like defensively solid, but not too much. I mean, this unit, just on a 200% lead at level 10 links alone, in 2023, is still very, very good. Like, I am actually really impressed with how good they are still to this day. Like, they are still amazing given they're almost 4 years old. But as long as we get an additional this turn, they should be, I'm pretty sure they should be fully built up the next time they appear. They're also going to have type advantage against SSB Vegeta as well, so they're about to absolutely mollyrock him with damage. 6.32. They are insane still. Maybe not insane. Big 4 mil crit again. An additional. They're fully built up. Additional super. 5.2 million on a 12 key super fully built up. As long as they do them right defensively, as long as they, you know, give their defense a bit of help, which it really does need. When this unit easy A's, I could easily see these two being like one of the best EZAs in the game when they release, if done right, and one of the hardest hitting units again, like they were when they initially released in the game. 100%, hands down, they will be one of the hardest hitting units once again in the game. They're doing over a 6 million attack stat, and they're this old on a 200% lead level 10 links rainbow before they've even got an EZA. I'm impressed, bruh. I'm impressed, but next time we're going to see what they can do fully built up. They also have the disable rampage, not that that really matters, because it just does matter in Dokkan. But let's take a look, see what they're doing. So 544k attack stat, actually a bit more defense than I thought they'll have, 221k. So yeah, with some SAFX raising defense, or maybe something in their passive, but more so SAFX, their defense will be in a very solid spot. But let's see what they're doing, fully built up. Annoyingly though, I can't actually get an 18 key off, so that's actually quite annoying, I won't lie. We are literally one key sphere off an 18 key super. But the last 18 key super we did was like, what, 6.5 mil? And we just done, what, just under 6 million on a 12 key. So you're either looking at just under 7 mil or around about 7 mil on an 18 key super built up. Like, give or take. Okay, they've done 5.1. Maybe on an 18Q super, they're going to do just under 7 mil. But still, for how old they are, that's a lot of damage output. That's still very good. Especially because they have that built-in additional that has a 30% chance of becoming a super attack. Which, by the way, I don't think that 30% chance of super in their passive has come off once in this entire run. I don't think it's come off once. I think the additional we got last turn was from the potential system. But I don't think that built-in one's come off once, which is wild. I mean, as long as we don't die, we should be able to see another turn with them. I'm trying to literally, like, be very, very... I shouldn't have took those key spheres, because now I'm going to have to get rid of all of these tech ones. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have given them all to Tech God Goku. I probably should have done that a little bit different and saved them all for the Gobros. But they could even give them some extra key in their passive. Rather than key +1, maybe they give them something extra. Maybe they actually give them start of turn key. That would be great as well. Along with the key they get from building up, they would easily consistently have their 18 key super every turn given who they're linked up with, which is also very good. Means you can maximize the amount of damage doing in a turn. Hopefully by that point defensively as well. As I said, they have very strong foundations of a good EZA. Not even of a good EZA, of a very good EZA. I don't want to downplay them because of how good they are. Right, can we get the key we need? I mean, we think we can. Yeah, I think we might be able to once these drop down. Yeah, there we go. All of those tech key spheres. Okay, I don't think Birdku will do enough damage to kill. We've almost got 24 key as well, so they're going to be doing a bag of damage. So final turn, LR Gobros, 200% lead, rainbow, level 10 links, fully built up. What are they putting out as their final numbers? As I said, we weren't going to get the active skill off just because we weren't going to lose that much HP. 7.4 mil. That means fully built up right now. And a big 5.3 mil crit. That means fully built up. They are on the level of some of the more recent Dokkan fests we've seen in Dokkan. They will easily become, again, one of the hardest hitting units in the game when they get an EZA. I think that's a given. I think that's a given. They mainly just need help defensively. They still put out numbers. And I cannot wait to see what they do with their EZA. I said, could we see them EZA this year? Especially during Goku Day in about a month's time. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments and when you think they're EZA. I'll see you in the next video, guys. And push.